What's going on, world? It's your boy Steve Dab 317 back with another reaction video. This is going to be a reaction to the Rise of Bangtan Chapter 4 Reflection. But before we jump into it, a couple of quick things. One, I want to give a shout out to my little brother Drewski. He picked this. Let me stand up so you can check it out. He picked this up for me, right? Just gave me this yesterday. I definitely told him I wanted to wear it in one of my videos to show how much I appreciate it, how appreciative I am of him for getting this for me. As you know, I'm a huge Indiana fan, whether it's the Colts, whether it's the Pacers, whether it's IU, Notre Dame, Purdue, Indiana Wesleyan, it doesn't matter. I'm just a hometown type of guy. The second thing I want to point out, if you haven't already done so, or if you're new to this channel, I bring you plenty of reaction videos pretty much on a daily basis. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. 'Tis the season, but with no further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. BTS Chapter 4 Reflection. Let's go.
사람들은 당신을 이렇게 생각합니다. 한 장씩 넘기면서 큰 소리로 읽어주세요. 랩몬스터 완전 아이돌 얼굴 아닌 방탄소년단에서 랩하는데 못생긴 아이돌로 데뷔했다는 건 래퍼를 포기한 거 아닌가?
All right, so real quick, and I want to go back and let him run through all these, but for the life of me, I cannot figure out why people literally go out their way to say something that has absolutely no value to it or isn't contributing to a conversation. You know, it's like I feel like everybody was raised and taught, like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And obviously there's exceptions to rules. If somebody's like, hey, let me know your opinion about this or that, or even giving constructive criticism, you know, or feedback to, you know, I accept feedback. People are like, hey, Steve, consider doing this. But like, if you get on the channel and it's just like, oh, you're horrible at, like, bro, I'm not about to waste my time or energy on stuff like that. But like, people literally, I don't get why people literally go out of their way. Like, do they feel accomplished by doing this, or it's crazy? But anyways, let's check out some more of these. It's absolutely mind blowing that that people do. Did I hit play? All right. So anyway, like I said, it's absolutely mind blowing that people do that. I'm literally going to have to get this, figure out what's going on with my internet service provider. We'll give it like 5, 4.
면서 큰 소리로 읽어주세요. 랩몬스터 완전 아이돌 얼굴 아닌
I need to click this button, experience the interruption, see what they have to say, but I'll do that some other time.
소년단에서 랩하는데 못생긴 아이돌로 데뷔했다는 건 래퍼를 포기한 거 아닌가? 노래를 힙합이라고 할 수 있나? 전혀. 방탄소년단 랩 가사 그거.
What I have, most people who I've run into who try to say one thing or another is not hip hop, don't even understand hip hop. Facts.
또 가사야. 증명하겠습니다.
Game time. I'm excited now. Let's see what he fires back with.
BTS 우리가 사랑하는 법 10대던 20대던 같아 사랑하는 건 RA So now I'm telling you the story 난 이렇게까지 사랑해봤어 non-stop This is just an intro shot in my
mouth. Did you see that? Hold up. Just similar to what I was just saying like moments ago about how like most people who talk about this or that isn't hip, those are usually people who don't even understand the history or the background of hip hop. So check out what he says though. I've loved this much before. How about you? You see what I'm saying? And that's basically saying the same thing. Like, bro, I've been in the game for years. I've been a fan of the culture of the industry, hip hop, for years. And then what about you? Because again, for somebody to say something like that, it's usually gonna be somebody who just doesn't understand hip hop.
This is just an intro shining by my whole mind and body. You know that her refusals and rebels could never stop me. They could never return me. This is my ideology. Who in the world can't get with my heart's blood? Nobody. 이게 한마디로 방탄 style. 이게 한마디로 방탄 style. 방탄 style. 방탄 style. What's up?
Hey, I've got to check out, and I'm assuming maybe there's an entire song with that verse on it, but it looked like this is the first time I've heard him like turn up during the lyrics and, you know what I mean, start dropping heat like that. So, man, I'm really excited about the reflection now. Chapter 4, The Rise of Bangtan. Let's go.
네, 교육을 배웠는데. 야, 학교 갑니다. 입학식하러 갑니다. 엄마 아빠.
All right, every time those little things pop up down there, I'll make sure I hit pause real quick to read through it. So right there, hectic schedules. Idols are still expected to attend high school and university while promoting their music. And in case you're wondering why I read out loud, because on one of the other videos, I just stopped the video, then I started reading it, but it was like I don't know, 5 second, just really awkward moment of silence. And then I started back up. So that's why I'm kind of talking my way through it. High school, while promoting their music.
긴장된다.
태양아 습관인지? 뭐 가방에 뭐 들었냐?
가방, 그 책이요.
교무실이 어디야?
안녕하세요.
정말 어디야? 귀엽네요. 저기 살 수 있다. 집에서는 어른이 돼. 학교 다니고 싶다. 보고 있고 싶다. 보고 싶다. 갑자기. 진짜.
Hey, so real quick, so like at the time of Jungkook's graduation, like how big was BTS? Like were they already, I guess what we would consider here like celebrity status, or were they still kind of in those early stages of growth, or like what? I don't know, just kind of help you paint the picture, give me some of the dynamics. Like, is it one of those that like it was a huge deal when people were like running up asking for autographs, during the presentation, or what was going on?
말도 걸고 그래.
저 먹고 싶은 거 먹었어요. 저 짜장면 먹으러 왔습니다. 저 짜장면 먹겠어요.
엄마 당장 먹어야지.
2014년 1월 3일 진내로그 2014년 성인이 되었다. 되게 약간의 씁쓸함 같은 거. 되게
At what age would you consider an adult, or was he just referencing the fact that like he's out on his own now doing his own thing?
어렸을 때부터 이제 성인에 대해서 생각을 많이 했었었다. 뭐 성인이 되면 이제 풀리게 되는 제한들이 생길 것이고, 되게 성인이 된 1월 1일 아침 똑같은 일상, 똑같은 숙소에 똑같은 멤버에 똑같은 일상에 똑같은 스케줄. 형들 이제 남준형이라든지 이제 호병이라든지 한 살 차이밖에 안 날 때 되게 뭔가 생각의 깊이가 너무 차이가 크다고 생각했었는데,
참 2014년에 더 내가 나를 더 많이 보여주고.
All right, real quick before we go deep into RM speaking. So, and then my second question, well, I guess my next question, that second part of the last question I asked. So, like, and in terms of being considered an adult, if it's based on like age, is it like at the beginning of the calendar year, or when they're actually like date of birth is, or let me know how that goes. Yeah, I had one other question. I'll ask it later if I think about it, but let's keep it rolling.
어느 정도의 끝까지 올라갈
You know what? It wasn't a question. It was a request. Hey, if you're going to if or when you answer some of the questions for me, if you are able to put a timestamp to the video, so you just hit like the @ sign and then, you know, however many minutes, seconds it is into the video, that helps me tremendously because sometimes people reply to stuff and I'm looking like, I don't even 100% recall everything I said or which question that this is a reference to. So if you can do that, greatly appreciate it. If not, it's not a huge thing. Sometimes I go through and I can scrub and I can find them eventually. But all right, that's it.
수 있는지, 방탄소년단이 어느 레벨까지 올라갈 수 있는지 한번 꼭 시험해보고 싶다. 재밌을 것 같다. 뭐 정말 이제 곧 컴백을 앞두고 있고 아미들도 이제 저희를 보실 걸 기다리는 일만 남았거든요. 정말 이렇게 또 올해 저희 정말 쉴 틈 없이 정말 바쁘게 아미들과 같이 활동을 할 거니까 올해도 항상 행복하시고 건강하시길 바랍니다. 저희 정말 야심차게 준비했습니다.
새해 복 많이 받으세요. 받으려고 끝.
So it's kind of cool that I'm actually doing this reaction and it's so close to the new year. The new year this year.
네, 저희 타이틀 상남자는요, 되게 패기 넘치는 사랑이 고스란히 담겨 있고요.
All right, and I believe this is the song. This is one of the tracks. At least you guys told me that they kind of received a bit of flack about, or excuse me, some resistance to the lyrics and things like that, where they went back and kind of changed some things up. And I really like. I need to go, and I think I've done a reaction video, but it was before I had access or before I knew how to find the English sub version. So I really do want to go through and just really dissect those lyrics and kind of see what I take from it, and based on my opinion, see if I felt it was very disrespectful or somewhere in between, or if I don't see the disrespect at all. So if you see me do another Boy in Love reaction video, that's why, because I want to find a version that has the English subtitles.
그리고 상남자스러운 퍼포먼스 무대와
I missed that.
네가 뭔데 너만 달랐어 왜 나를 자꾸 놀려 너 이제 그만 홀라 꽉 잡아 날 놓치기 전에 내 맘이 널 놓치기 전에 Say what you want, say what you want 네가 진짜로 원하는 게 뭐야 꽉 잡아 날 놓치기 전에 내 맘이 널 놓치기 전에 Say what you want
아프렘 바카리의 오토코 프리 모던 쇼넨당.
이게 땀이지.
너무 더워요.
선생님, 좀 쉬게 해주시면 안 돼요? 진짜 저희 지금 한 달 넘게 진짜 너무 눈 뜨면 안무였습니다. 설날 때도요. 진짜 말해주세요.
근데 그러면 안 돼. 그냥 하루만 쉬게 해주세요.
하루만.
Let's go.
Move.
남준이를 옆에서 보고 있으면은 확실히 답답할 것 같긴 해요. 저라면 못했을 거예요.
남준이랑은 예전에 방탄소년단 연습생을 같이.
Okay, former BTS trainee. So is he one of the is he one of the individuals when they were kind of narrowing down? I think I read at some point they had like, I don't know how many it was at first, but at some point they were down to like 30 potential trainees for BTS, and then they got dwindled down, process of elimination, to the individuals we know as BTS today.
했었지만 전 안 했죠. 좀 안 맞았어요. 어디를 가도 허락을 맡아야 되고 그냥 통제죠. 싹 다 통제. 모든 게 통제돼 있으니까.
뭐 그렇죠. 답답한 때도 있고.
There's one man who's done more than almost anybody else to shape K-pop.
Oh, really quick. So in terms of the rules, do you think that the majority of the rules that were put in place were for had the artist's best interest in mind? You know, like I've heard about rules about like they couldn't go places by themselves. They couldn't, just certain things that they couldn't do. Like, do you think that a lot of that was just kind of, one, with them being so young, looking out for them from a safety aspect, you know, just as much as, you know, with my children, like there's certain things that they're able to do, but there's a decent amount of things that they can't do. And it's because I know they're really young and some stuff they don't fully understand about life. So like some places late at night, like, no, you can't go there. You know, they've got more learning to do, but also try to be flexible and give them some freedom. So I know it's a balance thing, you know, there's no kids aren't born with like a handbook that teaches you how to parent them. You learn as you go, make adjustments accordingly, you know. Other parents, they'll definitely be able to feel that.
Suman Lee of SM Entertainment.
미국 유학을 가서 그러면서 그때 MTV가 시작이 됐습니다. 초점을 두고.
Bro, he said MTV had just and I don't even know how long MTV has been around, but I just feel like MTV has existed all of my life. So anybody who can say like, I know when it started, like to me, that's just like, they're ancient almost. It's like when I meet people who are like, yeah, I remember the very first Super Bowl. I'm like, what? The first Super Bowl? That was, I guess it wasn't incredibly long ago, but to me, because it's been around longer than me, it seems like it was forever ago.
Suman Lee of SM Entertainment.
미국 유학을 가서 그러면서 그때 MTV가 시작이 됐습니다. 초점을 두고 해외를 나가야 되겠다라고 생각을 하면서 엔터테인먼트 사업을 시작했었습니다.
Suman Lee's global ambition didn't get off to the best of starts. His first signing, former dancer Hyun Jin Young, went to prison for drugs possession.
Because we consider them as idols, we don't allow any speck of dust on them. So we don't just stop it saying drugs is bad, don't do it. We don't do that. We say you are out of this industry. You shall forever be banned from the stage.
Hey, listen, if that was the case here in the States, man, we wouldn't know of a lot of the people who we know of today. A lot of the celebrities, or I guess idols, man.
The scandal was a valuable lesson for Suman Lee, who realized that to be successful, his artists would not only need to be incredible performers, they'd also have to be impeccably behaved. And so he began developing a system for training raw talent.
The system ended up being a great success, and every major South Korean managerial company to this day follows it.
This is only from my experiences, but management could always check your phone at any time that they want. No junk food, no going out.
They have terms like no dating, dieting, some even have like plastic surgery.
I remember that I was too dark, like my skin was too tan and I had to brighten my skin. I know that there's a standard, I know that there is this goal that we're all trying to achieve. And you know, being in an industry where it's so visually focused, you know, you're gonna go through the checklist of, okay, is your hair on point? Is your face on point? Is what you're wearing good?
아이들한테 규칙이 필요하다고 생각해요?
아니요. 아니요, 적어요. 없었으면 좋겠어요. 아이들도 일반 사람과 없으면 좋겠어요. 개인적으로.
가장 먼저 없어져야 되는 게 이제 규칙적인 거고 창조적인 걸 하거나 그런 거에 있어서 방해가 되는 부분이 있는 거.
그렇게 작업해야 돼.
Oh, so there's a really good discussion. So most of it seems like they're saying like, hey, we don't think that the rules are necessary. So I don't know. Let me know, what are your thoughts? What are your opinions on the rules? Put it down in the comments. Like, are they? And I guess maybe there's different extents. I know earlier I referenced like, do the rules exist for, the safety and well-being of the artists, especially with so many of them starting so young, or is it, or are there? Let's rewind. Or is it such that many of the rules that are implemented are more controlling than necessarily for protective measures? Again, I don't know what the rules are. Just the handful that I've heard from you all, things like that, things that I've seen in other chapters of this. But yeah, this will be a really interesting discussion. Don't be afraid to write like an entire essay. I am going to read it top to bottom, word for word. I appreciate the lengthy ones. And if you just got a couple words to say about it, I'm absolutely cool with that. But drop it in the comments. All right, let's keep it rolling. And thanks in advance.
가사가 안 나온다. 뭔가 영감이 안 떠올라. 이 로고에 이런 이야기를 담으면 뭔가 영감이 떠올리지 않을까? 그래서 이렇게 로고로 찍어본다. 이 로고가 끝나고 나면 난 다시 무한 작업 잘할 수 있겠지? 그래, 화이팅. 제이홉 화이팅. 제이홉 화이팅. 제이홉의 로그 끝. 영감이 떠올리듯.
대남협이라고 옛날에 같이 이제 음악 했던 친구들, 형들. 그럼 우리도 그냥 트로 한번 해보자. 그때부터 이제 쭉 같이 공연도 하고.
대남협이 인터뷰 했을 때 래퍼에서 뭐라고 했을 것 같아요?
막 아이돌 됐다고 막 이렇게 했을 것 같아요.
김남준은 방탄소년단이 됐네요. 근데
아이돌 됐다고 막 이렇게 했을 것 같아요.
So I just went back because I really want to make sure I pick up on every single thing that's said here, especially with this the other guy being an underground rapper. I'm just kind of curious what, I don't know, maybe I'll get some insight to what the underground rap industry thinks about him.
김남준은 방탄소년단이 됐네요. 근데
이럴 수가. 근데 너 화장하고 어떻게 나가? 나? 화장하고 어떻게 나가? 개집애처럼.
개집애처럼. 하나는 저 믹스테이프에 안 껴줘서 제가 나도 찾아가고 싶다.
네, 김남준은 방탄소년단이 됐네요.
드라마이지 나는.
앨범 잘해?
너무 어려워요. 네. 이제 소재가 안 돼요. 소재가 없어요. 그냥 똑같잖아요. 방송하고 집에 오고 준비하고 연습하고 가서 쓰고 다시 연습하고 그 다음에 다시 방송하고.
근데 나는 솔직히 너가 지금 약간 좀 진지빠는 얘기지만 이제 너는 되게 랩을 보여주고 싶어 하잖아. 좀더 막 그런 거 있잖아. 막 너만 할 수 있는 얘기 있잖아. 언더그라운드라는 것 자체가 굉장히 인디펜던트하고 자기 자주성을 가지고 하는 거잖아요. 근데 아이돌이라는 거는 회사의 기획과 그래서 자기가 하고 싶은 걸 사실 할 수 없어요. 왜냐면은 회사에서 봤을 때는 이거는 대중들이 원하는 게 아닌데.
That's interesting. And I'm very interested to hear the reply to this, but no, that's I think that can potentially be a valid point. But again, from what I've heard, maybe Big Hit is a bit different from some of from the big three. Well, I guess they're a lot different, right? So, but yeah, and I see it here in the States with artists who, like, when they're dropping their mixtapes and their underground music, like it's raw and uncut and uncensored and gritty, and you can tell they're really rapping from the heart. And then, like, sometimes many of them, they go mainstream and it's like, hey bro, like this ain't nowhere near what it used to be. In fact, one of my favorite artists, Lupe Fiasco, he's got some songs where he even talks about, the turmoil and why he separated from the label that he was with. And yeah, it's a lot that goes on, but that kind of has something to do with it. It's like, he had music and he had a vision as he saw it, and they wanted him to do something completely different. And in fact, with his track, The Show Goes On, Lupe Fiasco, The Show Goes On, like if you really pay attention to those lyrics, like he's he said a word in that song. So it's worth checking out if you haven't already done so.
네, 그러면은 이제 언더 매니아, 힙합 매니아라고 하는 사람들은 그런 거를 당연히 안 좋게 보죠.
If you look at the three biggest types of music in Korea, it's indie music, hip-hop music, and R&B. A reason for that is people want to hear truth. Hip-hop isn't necessarily intimate, but a lot of Korean hip-hop music is actually truth to power. Koreans want lyrics and music that is emotional and captivate you. We are going off the big, large generalization. In the large sphere of things, idols do not write their own lyrics. In idol music, the lyrics are largely shallow, and we can act like it's not, but it's not often that idol music has a lot of truth and power behind the lyrics.
Speaking of which, big facts right here. Listen, there was a guy. Was it a guy or a group? Man, it's been a while, but it was a guy. Went by the name of Mims, and he had a song that came out titled. I think the title of it was "This Is Why I'm Hot," and literally in the song, he said, "I can make $1 million and say nothing," or I can make $1 million and say nothing on the track. And to me, that was one of the most real bars that I heard in a lot of music, because I'm pretty sure he made millions off of that, right? The song did very well. It was played. It went viral for a while, but he literally in that entire song, he didn't say anything aside from that. That's pretty much it. He just, it was just a great beat, right? It had a catchy hook, and it was push, promoted, and played everywhere. And I'm like literally the hardest thing he said in this is that I can make $1 million and say nothing on the track, because per my standards, he really didn't say much of anything in that song. So it's always stood out to me. I've never forgot that, but that's what all this makes me think about. All right, we'll go back like 10 seconds just to make sure I don't lose my place. And I guess I was just saying it in parallel to like a lot of the highly promoted music here in the States is often shallow in terms of the content or the depth of the message, if there's even a message at all.
Lyrics are largely shallow, and we can act like it's not, but it's not often that idol music has a lot of truth and power behind the lyrics. We, as K-pop fans, feel like it's unjust because they work so hard. What we are having trouble with being outside of the Korean context is it's derivative. To them, it's derivative. You can't get away with just a really good title track K-pop song. That's not how you build a fan base. That's not how you get loyalty. You use the title track to lure people in, to catch their attention. But if your B-sides can't show off that your group is special and different somehow, you're not going to survive.
누구나 어떤 뮤지션들이나 자기가 음악을 결과물을 내고 그거에 대해서 뭐 혹평을 해주는 사람도 있는 거고, 또 반면에 분명히 좋아하는 사람들도 있을 거란 말이죠. 그 혹평들을 받아들여서 다음 앨범을 그 사람들까지도 만족시킬 수 있는 앨범을 만드는 게 아티스트로서의 성장 아닌가 싶어요.
힙합을 정말 사랑하는 음악 평론가 입장에서 이건 내가 공격받을 만하다라는 부분이 몇 가지 있고.
Hey, so really quick, he touched bases on maturing as an artist. And I think for me, one artist who truly has stood out in my lifetime, who I've watched mature, I would probably say is Jay-Z. And it's not a matter of me thinking he is or isn't my favorite artist, but like I look at like Reasonable Doubt, and I look at the things he talked about, and he talked about just kind of the struggles and things going on in the streets, and then you get up to where he's dropping tracks like Big Pimpin' and things like that, and it was like when a little bit of money was coming in and he had a different perspective. And then you look at like where he is now, and like his albums now, when he does, I don't know if he's retired or not. One moment he's retired, then he's on something, then he's dropping another album. But anyways, like if you look at his newer music, like it's usually putting people up on game about stuff. Like now he talks about the importance of collecting art. In fact, he had a video shot in the art museum, which I don't even know that they let people like record video in there. But You know what I mean? He got to record an entire video there, you know, which is massive. But a lot of what he talks about now is like telling people how to get away from that street life and get beyond the material stuff that you think was, or that even he thought was important at a point in time, to the point where he's like, this is how you truly build financial wealth. You know, and it's not all about finances, you know, but that's just one of the things that's mentioned throughout his lyrics, you know, and he the blueprint, like he literally has been giving people the blueprint. So like when people look like, man, Jay-Z a billionaire, or Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're billionaires, this and that. And like, bro, if you pay attention, like Jay-Z puts a lot of heat, and he literally gives people the blueprint to put them in a correct direction, you know. So to me, in terms of maturing as an artist, especially a hip hop artist, you know, that's one of my favorite. From maturity standpoint, he's by far one of my favorite artists, by far.
까지는 이거는 편견이다. 좀 더 저희를 알아봐 주시고 조금 더 저희의 히스토리라던가 그런 거를 아셨으면 그렇게까지는 안 쓰시지 않았을까라는 생각은 들어요.
Big facts. I definitely will agree with that. You know, a lot of people are quick to hate something, like whether it's their appearance, whether it's the way they sound, whether it's they may hear 2-3 bars from a person and just already make up their mind they don't like them, or people are so impressionable. They can have other people around them who don't like such and such. And listen, I'm going to go back to Jay-Z just because I was just using him moments ago. But like, somebody could grow up in an area where they got 5 best friends, and their other friend like, man, I don't like Jay-Z. I'm not a fan. And that other person, very likely that person is going to get to the point like, you know what, I don't like Jay-Z either. Although they may not have heard any of his music, they just jump on that bandwagon with everybody else because that's kind of the thing to do. So, big facts he said there a moment ago.
데뷔하기 전에는 이미 언더그라운드에서 래퍼로 활동을 하셨더라고요. 그러니까 몇 살 때부터 한 거예요?
14살 때부터, 중2 때부터 활동을 했었는데요. 이제 네, 그렇게 좀 어릴 때부터 힙합을 많이 좋아해서.
Listen, I can't read that fast, so I can tell you right now, there's going to be some pause in it, whatever, as I catch up with the closed captions. So
이제
just a heads up, bear with me.
힙합을 많이 좋아해서.
This is Cypher. Oh, is this from the Cypher? I remember. Well, let me not jump ahead, but I remember somebody saying, check out the Cypher if you want to see his response to I don't know, what was that guy's the guy who was talking slick during the interview. B. Lee, I think maybe I told me his name was, or something like that. Alright, I think this must be it. One Piece on a whiteboard. I'm assuming that's supposed to say whiteboard. You just have long beards. Maybe it does say white beard. I don't know. Anyways, I have to think about that one. Long beard is like catfish.
저는 RM의 공개곡을 처음 들었던 순간이 아직도 생생합니다. 주제를 다루는
Yeah, I've got to listen. I might have to. No. I'm going to wait. I was going to say I might have to interrupt my the Rise of Bangtan chapters series I'm doing right now to check out that cipher. But I'm gonna hold off. And watch it at the end. But yeah, that's. I want to dissect that one. I want to look at all those lyrics for sure.
사고의 깊이와 언어 사용의 유려함, 랩을 한국말로 풀어가는 창조적인 방식 등이 당장 이 친구와 미팅을 잡으라고 했던 기억이 납니다. 이런 실력을 가진 친구를 그냥 둘 수 없다.
하늘로 올라가 찢어져 fuck it 추석 난 널 믿었어 나의 목소리 나의 헤게모니 1부터 10까지 다 내가 키웠어 나온 세상을 내 혀 위에 올려놓지 흔대서 놀아 I ain't feeling lost on the CD 아님 TV you can see me in VMA에서 PD GG bitch I'm a boss
슈가군은
네,
소속사에서
Hey. I'm not even gonna cap. Like I'm getting a little bit antsy. Like I almost want to hit it. I almost want to stop in the middle of this video, go over, watch that video, keep reacting to it, and then come back to this one. He went, man, he was going off. I've never heard him flow like that. Like, man, he was going in.
제한 전국 랩 배틀 오디션에서 2등.
네, 그렇습니다. 네,
힙합 꼰대들 목에 힘들어간 것 좀 보세 니같이 한스 노대 BTS 시상에서 너네 밤새잠 터질러 난너 everyday I'm workaholic, shopaholic 네 팬보다 많은 팬을 가소비하며 all in time calling
I missed it. Hold on.
한스 노대 BTS 시상에서 너네 밤새잠 터질러 난너 everyday I'm workaholic, shopaholic 네 팬보다 많은 팬
This shit is always a goal.
또 제이홉은 당시에 지역에서 춤을 잘 추는 걸로 정평이 나 있었던 친구고요. 지민도 예술고등학교에 수석 입학한 수재였습니다. 저는 방탄소년단이라는 아이들이 반짝반짝 빛나는 멋진 스타에서 한 걸음 더 나아가길 바랐습니다.
내가 어디까지 가나 봐라 소금뿌리 싹 다 갈아엎어 모두 한판 예상하지 못한 파란 노력 없이 한타만 내대면 막 땅굴에 음악 한다 치고 놀 때 알바 아니나도 알아봐라 널 쫓고 가는 다른 커리어는 한 나만 하겠지만 꼭 살아남아
And his career ended up being short too. And his career ended up rotting away. That's crazy.
꾸준히 죽서가 아마 니들 꼬리표는 아마 추억 같은 인생 너희를 왜 나나봐라
Oh.
Psycho
bars.
네 부모처럼 널 볼 때마다 맘 아파 난 네 음악의 커리어 동맥에 막힌
I'll put the period at the artery of your music career. Man, you know, you cut off, especially at you cut off that main artery. It's a wrap. That's your bloodline.
Yeah.
He dropped some bars too. I gotta check that out.
대통 없이 영상을 찍게 된 이유는 맨날 팬분들한테 닫기만 해서 한번 죄송하고 미안했는데 이제 드려야 될 때가 온 것 같습니다.
시간이 뭐예요? 여기 나중에 가주세요. 어차피 일 다 해야 돼. 좋다.
시간도 늦었어. 빨리 들어가셔.
가야죠.
아 짱이야.
형 이거 저희가 해주는데 뭐 해주실 거예요? 야 진짜 콜? 오 말했지 영상 가보세요.
형 제가 그날만은 제가 진짜 아침부터 밥을 안 먹고 갈게요. 아니 몇 개야?
Hey, that's how I be like when somebody is offering food or offering to pay for food. I can't eat pizza because I can't consume dairy. But sometimes I remember feeling like it. Like man, I wouldn't have ate early if I knew I could have came over and ate a whole bunch for free. But that's funny.
아니에요. 선박스 끝. 진짜요? 형이 쓴 멘트 중에 제일 마음에 드는 거. 이거 고를까요? 언제나 사랑할게. 이거 좋다. 이거 완전 좋은데요? 이거 기분이 좋아. 살 빼지 마. 와, 형 이거 모르겠습니다.
시간이 저희도 모르게 이런 걸 준비해가지고.
So they sat down and hand wrote all of those and packaged. I'm not sure what they packaged together, but looked like to pass out to their fans. I'm guessing.
몰랐어요.
몰랐어요. 그냥 가라 했어요. 그래서
중요한 게 뭔지 아세요?
뭐지 이랬는데.
저한테 이런 거 준 적이 없어요. 너무 멋있는데 진짜 서운할 뻔했어요. 진짜.
안녕하세요. 방탄소년단입니다.
하나, 둘, 셋, 넷.
생일 축하합니다.
그렇게 막 엄청 대단한 건 아니고요. 와, 그 말을 했었어야 되는데 심심한 슈가 한 대씩 때려주세요. 좋네요. 제가요.
이거 뭐잖아. 내추럴.
맨날 저래요.
새우 늦게까지 작업했어요. 레몬이. 뭐 레몬이는 뭐 일상이 작업이기 때문에.
왜 섞였잖아요, 그러면.
잠깐 올라갈게요.
네.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
멋지게 하고 있습니다.
Hey, real quick. So, was the coloring of their hair or bleaching, like, was that a statement of sorts, or is it just something they just wanted to do?
그래도 아이돌이라서 좋은 점도 되게 많고, 그리고 사실 큰 무대에 서는 게 쉽지가 않은데, 큰 무대 그리고 방송에서 나를 더 알릴 기회를 더 많이 얻었고요. 실제로 그거 덕분에 더 많은 사람들이 제 음악을, 제 목소리를 듣고 있고 제 무대를 보고 있으니까. 어떻게 생각하세요? 제 생각을 제 음악으로 옮겨 담아서 그걸 사람들한테 들려준다. 지네 음악도 안 하고 그냥 회사에서 시키는데 노래 받아서 춤이나 추는 것들이 무슨 가수냐, 니네가 무슨 아티스트냐, 저런 애를 더 이상 나오면 안 된다. 춤이나 추는 것들이 무슨 가수냐, 니네가 무슨 아티스트냐, 저런 애를 더 이상 나오면 안 된다.
빨리 가고 싶다. 집에. 엄마가 보고 싶다. 아빠도 보고 싶다. 모두가 날 기다리고 있을 것이다.
아이돌. 저는 되게 암담했어요. 암담했다기보다 되게 막막했어요. 이제 앞으로 저는 항상 하루에도 수백 번 수천 번 생각해요. 이걸 내가 가지고 있는 아티스트적인 능력을 어떻게 더 증명할 것인가 부터 시작해서. 그래서 저는 사실 제가 방탄소년단에 들어온 이유는 하나인데, 그냥 내 목소리 그냥 최대한 많은 사람한테 들려주는 거, 그게거든요.
이상한 잡생각이 많아져서 굉장히 고생을 한다고 해야 되나? 집을 떠나서 산다기보다는 부모님과 같이 살고 싶다.
사실 저희만큼 정말 우리 힙합 하면서 슬로건을 걸고 나온 팀이 없는 것 같아요. 제가 그런 막 그 공격을 너무 많이 받고, 힙합을 사랑하는 분들, 뭐 저랑 맨날 같이 음악을 하던 분들도 심지어 저를 욕하고 리얼하게 살고 싶다고 항상 생각.
Listen, jealousy is a horrible drug. Jealousy is not only a horrible drug, it is an addictive drug. Man.
했는데 뭔가 기분이 좋지 않은데 기분 좋은 척 해야 될 수도 있고.
아들, 아빠가 잘 지내고 있지? 아빠, 엄마, 아들 사랑해줘서 고마웠고, 사랑스러운 우리 호생이 생일 다시 한번 축하하고, 컴백에서 활동하고 있는 두 번째 미니 앨범 열심히 활동해 그동안 고생한 보람 꼭 얻을 수 있도록 아빠가 기원할게. 그리고 무엇보다도 아빠가 바라는 것은 내 건강이야. 아들 사랑한다. 제이홉 파이팅. 방탄소년단 파이팅.
Don't think about it too much, too much, too much, too much. There's no need for us to rush it through.
그래서 이제 아빠 나오니까 막 거기서 터지는 거예요. 울음이 나오는 거.
뭐 그냥 생각하기 나름인 것 같아요. 뭔가를 보고 싶어하는 사람은 그 보고 싶은 것만 보고 보이지 않는 것은 안 보니까요. 그리고 아마 정말 관심이 뭔가를 보고 싶어하는 사람은 그 보고 싶은 것만
People who want to see will only see the things they want to and not what they don't want to. And he said a word there. That's man. That is facts on top of facts on top of facts. Like when people have on blinders, like they'll never see the world any other way. And they just don't want to, you know. Sometimes people get set in their ways. And that's one thing I will say. One of my goals in life is like as I become, you know, as I continue to grow and get older, like I always want to be to a point where I'm always open to learning. You know, I may not agree with everything, which is fine, but I always want to be, I want to be receptive. I want to be open to learning. I want to be open to allowing information to be input, or at least allow myself to be exposed to I shouldn't say input, but allow myself to be exposed to other ways of doing things, you know, and some of them I may not agree with. Most of them I may not agree with, but I never want to get to the point where I get so closed off. I'm like, you know what? Steve's way is the only way, is my way or the how. Like, I hope I never become that guy. I truly do.
보고 보이지 않는 것은 안 보니까요. 그리고 아마 정말 관심이 있고 아이돌이라는 것을 제대로 이해하려고 해봤다면 아마 그렇게 얘기하지 않을 것 같습니다. 저는 그렇게 생각해요.
Let it go.
Oh, one of people cannot see the truth of being an idol. Kim them.
예, 여기는 못 가는 비행기 안. 정글. 와.
2013년 5월 13일 랩몬스터를 보고
안녕하세요. 오늘은 호병이 찍는
랩몬스터. 그 옆에는
열심히 뭘 하고 있는데 뭘 하고 있을까요?
쌀가지 쇼가 얼마 전에 끝났다.
시즌 들어가겠다.
프로를 하면서 이제 내가 얻은 결론은 그냥 나는 나다. 나는 아이돌도 아니고 아티스트도 아니고 힙합도 아니고 아무것도 아닌 그냥 나는 나. 나는 랩몬스터, 나는 김남준이다. 사실 뭐 그렇게 내가 이렇게 나를 소속하고 규정받고 싶어도 되게 안달이 날 수는 모르겠지만 사실 인간이라면 누구나 그럴 수도 있겠지만 내가 뭔가 나를 소속하고 규정받고 싶어도 되게 안달이 날 수는 모르겠지만 사실 인간이라면 누구나 그럴 수도 있겠지만 내가 뭔가 더 갈망하지 않았나 이렇게 생각이 든다.
So it sounds like in terms of that identification struggle, it sounds like he finally reached a point where he just found peace within himself, and like that's a beautiful feeling, you know, especially when you can realize like, you know, what the rest of the world thinks. Like it's, you know, I've got my circle of people who genuinely love and appreciate me and care about me, and you know, and I've got my self-love, and that's good for him. I'm happy for him.
인생 방황이라고 생각을 하기 때문에 인생 방황 연속이고 사실 지금 더군다나 더 젊어서 많이 방황할 시기라는 생각이 든다.
스테이션이 왔어요. 추억이네요. 제가 어렸을 때 스테이스 선수였는데 저희 완전 잘해서 공격 갔어요. 세 팀 중에.
소비 좀 한다.
지키마요. 음악을 만들 때
Derrick Rose again and again.
음악을 만들고 싶다는.
All right, so I'm gathering because there was what was it, a D Rose jersey in another video. I'm gathering that maybe they're a big fan of D Rose. I don't know. If so, let me know. I mean, I'm a big fan of D Rose, so.
처음에 꽂히고 처음에 다 알아들었으면 그 직관적인 가사 음악도 좋지만 들을수록 더 맛이 나고 아 이런 뜻이었구나. 내가 이런 의미로 이때 이렇게 썼었구나라는 그런 음악을 또 만드는 게 나의 의무이고 좀 더 나의 오랜.
All right, real quick. This might be my last time stopping before the end of the video, but in terms of creating music that gets better with each listen, that's one of the reasons why I'm so much more in the lyricist. Like I've got people song, and I'll go back to Lupe Fiasco again. Like there are songs that I've listened to literally dozens, probably hundreds of times, and just depending on where I am in life, like I can listen to them like with a 3-4 year gap in between, and like be like, man, I never noticed this was worded that way. Or, you know, Lupe's really big into double entendres, and I would even go as far as saying triple entendre. Like he really creative and clever with his words. I've got to start maybe doing more Lupe Fiasco, because he's my favorite, my personal favorite all-time artist is probably Lupe Fiasco. It's definitely Lupe Fiasco. Alright.
팬들이 더 만들 수 있는 계기가 아닌가라고 생각을 한다.
여기는 a beach? 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 Beach?
나는 이제 좀 더 눈을 감고 귀를 닫고 내 안에 있는 나를 좀 더 차단해서 끄집어내고 이런 일들을 좀 더 힘쓰고 그냥 나는 나의 길을 간다는 생각으로 해야 될 것 같다고.
장합소 비타민 D
잘할 거다. 잘해왔으니까 아마 그럴 것 같다. 나는 어차피 나니까. 오케이? 나가자. 앞으로도 좋은 음악 파이팅.
right.
American hustle like hip-hop school.
Hey, what's up, man? Oh my God. What in jail? Yeah.
Oh, nice.
총이 좋았거든요. 자신 때문에. 안 할 거면 빨리 했는데.
이 사람이 설탕이면 나야?
제가 춤을 좀 워낙 좀 지금 기깔나게 추거든요.
야, 이거나 뱃살. 좋아, 저 누구? 왜? 레몬다. 내가 누구 생겼냐?
먼저 잡아올 겁니다. 예!
최근 들어 제게 하나 없어졌어요. 그 제가 입고 있는 것 같아요. 태양이에요.
만명이 넘는 무대에 설 수 있는 래퍼가 과연 대한민국 바닥에 몇 명이나 되려나 난 랩으로 유명해지겠다는 꿈을
Alright.
다시 누군가의 꿈이 될 거야.
All right, that pretty much brings this one to a close. Listen, I'm glad that they do the little snippets at the end. It kind of preface me to what's going on in the next chapter. I'm definitely looking forward to checking that one out. And then also, like, listen, my knowledge of BTS and my journey, and I'm really glad I found this series. I'm really glad I found the XLS channel. I can't say I found, because like really, it was just you guys putting it in the comments, but I'm really glad that I've been exposed to all of this, because slowly but surely, like my understanding of them as a group, how they've been formed, their personalities, how they intertwine, some of their hardships, their relationship with Army, the impact they have on the lives of others, the significance of their lyrics. Like, these are all the things that literally, 45 days ago, I didn't know any of this. You know, I didn't, all I knew was that BTS was, actually, I don't even think I knew BTS was like the name of a group. Like I never, they just were never on my radar. You know, I know there's a time when my daughter had mentioned it or whatever, but prior to that, like, I didn't know anything. And now here I am, and I'm guesstimating, I don't know, maybe 30 days, maybe 45 days. I have to go back and look when I done my first BTS reaction. But I mean, I've learned a ton. I'm appreciative. I'm thankful. I feel that I am more culturally aware than I was 45 days ago. And to me, that's a great accomplishment. It's something I'm very proud of. You know, taking the time to understand a different viewpoint than my own, taking the time to understand someone else's life or someone whose upbringing was different than my own. So, yeah, I'm going to keep going. Listen, I want to keep going. I'm going to keep dropping content, bringing you more videos. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate all the comments. Appreciate you answering all the questions, the feedback, the love that you guys are showing me, the love that you all have for BTS, the love that BTS has for Army. Like, I'm just flat out appreciative. Hopefully, you know, with this video dropping kind of in a holiday season, hopefully it'll allow somebody to kind of sit back and relax, put their feet up and smile along with me, as I'm being accompanied along this journey. Anyways, yeah, I want to get out of here. Steve Dab 317, and for now I am signing out. Peace.